From the halls of Ronald McNair Senior High School in Southeast Atlanta to the student government podium at Florida A&M.
The prize goes to Corey G.
To sharing a 2022 Pulitzer Prize. When it comes to problem solving and telling stories that serve the public, Corey Johnson has a reputation for leaving no stone or document unturned.
You can find anything if you like to read. And that was the thing we did in our home constantly. We read and we played board games and things like that challenged you.
And I think Corey loves documents too, because you couldn't do it if you didn't love documents. But he connects with human beings. He is a people person. And he always wants to tell the stories of people. And so what makes him so good is just his connection with the people who are that the story is about, but also the people that are around the story. So he makes sources really well. People give him tips, people give him documents, people give him understanding and are helpful with him. He is one of the most generous journalists I know.
Corey is in the prime of his career. On the heels of projects across the country that exposed lax school construction in earthquake-prone areas.
The state has admitted that they have done these illegal surgeries, but we don't actually know who they did them on.
And sterilization of female inmates in a California prison.
Poisons are everywhere inside this Tampa factory, Florida.
At the Tampa Bay Times, he and two others led the project called Poisoned, which revealed how Florida's only lead smelter endangered workers and polluted the community. That Pulitzer-winning story led to government investigations, lawsuits, and millions in improvements. And this year, he reported for ProPublica about radicalization within the gun industry. His colleagues say Corey is a watchdog who will not be denied.
Corey was always really just a relentless reporter, very curious, willing to go the extra mile, willing to not take no for an answer. I think he came to the Diversity Institute with that attitude. Even when he was late, he was not going to take no for an answer. I wasn't inclined to give him a no, but I think had I done so, he probably would have challenged. I think this is kind of his nature. And so over time, just watching him grow from being, a beginning reporter to being more, on the intermediate level. He eventually ends up in California, does some tremendous work. He always was very good about checking in and keeping you abreast of what he's doing. If he had questions about anything, he would pose those questions.
But Corey's journey to the top of the journalism field was not an easy or direct path. After college, while looking for a job, he began searching through archives at the King Center. He met Professor David Garrow, who connected him to editors at the Atlanta Journal-Constitution to put his natural skills to use.
Literally a couple days before Christmas, they called me up out the blue and said, look, we found this program in Nashville. It's a fellowship by the Freedom Forum that actually trains people who are interested, like yourself, how to be journalists. And I jumped at it. In 2005, I went to the program, and after the program was over with, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution gave me my first journalism job in Greenville, North Carolina, and that's how I got in.
Now, after 20 years in the business, Corey Johnson has won many prestigious awards, including a National Headliners Award and a Salute to Excellence Award from the National Association of Black Journalists. But his work continues as a co-founder of the Ida B. Wells Society, sharing his investigative craft with aspiring and mid-career journalists of color.
Now he will pass on everything he has learned and earned to the next generation of journalists of all stripes. Since the murder of George Floyd and so many other minorities, I again realized that American journalism, and by that I mean the mainstream media, still has a long way before recognizing and validating the untapped talent that we African Americans represent. Tonight's event is sweet because among you stands your future dividends when you tap the intellect, ethics, and humility of someone hell-bent on comforting the afflicted and afflicting the comfortable. With that, I am Dwight Cunningham, and I'm proud to say Corey's mentor.
The Atlanta Press Club is proud to induct Corey G. Johnson into the Atlanta Press Club Hall of Fame.